Top of the morning, say laddies. Roll that intro. Good morning, evening, or night. I'm Caleb Myhill and hope you had a fantastic weekend and you're looking forward to a great week this week. Dr. Catania has a message for you, so let's go take a look at that.
Hello, Blue Bombers. 1 year ago, March 13th, 2020, that was Friday the 13th, we left school not quite sure if the pandemic might interrupt the school year at all. Little did we know that was going to be the last day anyone attended school in person until September. It's been 1 year. We've been living through a historic period, and I hope learning a lot from it. 1 year later, you've experienced something most students throughout the country have not. You've been back in school almost every day, attending classes in person. It's not exactly the same as it was over a year ago, but it is about as close to normal as any students have experienced anywhere in the country. So, while I hope you appreciate the dramatic period we've been living through, I also hope you appreciate those things that are pretty normal. For example, this is the last week of the marking period. Are all of your assignments turned in? Are you ready for the final quiz or test? Have you thought about setting goals for the end of the year? Are you doing what it takes to prepare yourself for life after high school? You know, getting some good work experience, making career plans, thinking about your college options. I hope you are. I also hope you're ready to make the final push for a successful end of the third quarter and a strong finish to the school year. Don't let all the drama keep you from what matters most. So, I want to wish you the best of luck on your third quarter report card and on a strong push to do well in your classes for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Catania. Also, this week on Wednesday is St. Patrick's Day, so here are some fun facts about that holiday.
Holiday history.
The first St. Patrick's Day celebrated in the United States was held in Boston in 1737. To celebrate St. Patrick's Day, Chicago dyes their river green for a few hours, but don't worry, it is environmentally friendly. Your odds of finding a four-leaf clover are 1 in 10,000. Fun fact, my brother did actually find one of those one time, and they're pretty cool. Also, the meal that became a St. Patrick's staple across the country, corned beef and cabbage, was innovated by Americans. The oldest known St. Patrick's Day parade was in 1601 in a Spanish colony. Also, the Irish name for leprechauns is Lobarison. Can we get a check on that?
Lobarison.
Okay, alright, cool, beautiful. This means small-bodied fellow. Leprechauns earn their gold by making and fixing shoes. Well, speaking of shoes, this week you have the opportunity to give gold to needy feet. There is a shoe drive being held each day this week at the elementary school and middle high school. This drive, known as the Needy Feet Shoe Drive, is being held in order to collect shoes for people in the Democratic Republic of Congo who don't have any. And crazy thing is, even Steph Curry has donated to this wonderful program. I had the opportunity to interview the organizer, Miss Hannah Wiley, and I got a little more insight on what this program was all about. Hannah was in 5th grade when she first heard of this program from a booth set up in a mall. She has held past drives that have donated over 3,000 shoes already.
So my first year, I donated just under 1,000 pairs of shoes to my school, which is super cool, and I love that. My original goal was 50 pairs, so that was a pretty cool surprise. So it's kind of grown since then. I did another drive my freshman year after they brought the shoes to the Democratic Republic of Congo, and we raised over 2,000 pairs of shoes, so that was another cool milestone.
These shoes do much more than you'd expect.
Shoes are incredibly important for their health and well-being, and it protects against lots of harmful diseases that will really, really set them back in terms of what they're going for. So in general, I think that shoes are such a blessing, and they seem like such a small thing here, but shoes can be used in more ways than we can imagine in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And such a small gift can mean so much to a child's life and literally turn the course of their life.
Here's how you can donate those old shoes.
There will be students out in front holding signs and holding boxes for parents and students to drop their shoes off. And hopefully there should be a student going to every car with the teacher who's doing the little temperature checks, and they will be asking for shoes or handing out posters or spreading the word about the Needy Feet Shoe Drive. And this will happen all over the course of March the 15th to the 19th. So every morning and every afternoon, there will be drop boxes and just places for parents to drop off and get to know more about what the shoe drive is. And obviously during school, kids can drop it off into offices if needed.
And it doesn't matter the condition your shoes are in.
They do not. So all of the shoes, whether they're brand spanking new or they've gone through a couple of years of wear and tear, preferably not falling apart would be nice, but duct tape kind of works if you're going to stick them back together. These kids are not picky. They've used baby shoes when they're 6 or 8 or 12 sometimes. So obviously it's not ideal, but anything works. We've also seen people give 6-inch stiletto heels that we're able to donate to other places around the cities or around the state.
If you want to go the extra mile, you can even tuck a little note inside of the shoes for those who are receiving them to make them feel extra special. Also, you can donate more than shoes.
In terms of clothing and school supplies would be so great, but clothing, school supplies, anything like that, things you've worn out or are done with, anything helps.
Well, you might be thinking, well, how are my shoes going to get to those who need them?
Tiva Nera Foundation, who I send my shoes to them. They put them in giant storage containers and they process all of the shoes. So they'll go through, they'll tie them up in little knots. They'll put them in each individual shoebox, and then they'll put them in a giant shipping container and ship them over to the Democratic Republic of Congo.
If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Hannah at this email right here. And the drive is being held this Monday, March 15th through Friday, March 19th, which is actually the end of the quarter. So don't forget to make sure all those grades are turned in. And don't forget to bring in those shoes. Hannah, thank you very much for allowing me to interview you. And I want to thank you all very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash those hands. Don't forget to smile. I'll see you next time, where there'll be more on weather, sports, news, student life, you name it. Well, maybe it'll be on here. It's going to be great.